Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It's About Time, where we are recreating the timeline of Lost. I'm so excited about this next episode. We are doing Season 1, Episode 5, White Rabbit. And as I've told you all before, this is not a reaction channel. We are working out Lost, and we are working out the timeline, an exhaustive timeline for Lost. I have watched Lost, in addition to, the time that it was on. I have also watched Lost every single year since it stopped airing. And so I'm a huge fan of the show, and I've always wanted to do this. So I hope you join me. And, we're very open here. So if you see anything that I have wrong, feel free to correct me, down in the comments. So we are recreating the timeline here on It's About Time, and you can see the full timeline and download it at patreon.com/itsabouttime. So please join me there. And you can also see full episodes. I am 3 episodes ahead on Patreon, so please join me there. I'm ready to get into White Rabbit. We know it's a Jack flashback. Where he is, very much like Alice in Wonderland, chasing the ghost of his father. Spoiler alert, this is riddled with spoilers because we are not a reaction channel. And so we are approaching this like, someone who knows the show. So please, if you have not watched Lost and you don't want to be spoiled, click off now. So we know that the man in black is inhabiting Jack's father, and he is shocked because he thought his father was in a casket. Remember, he identified the body, and so seeing his father up and walking around in those white sneakers, he's trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Am I really hallucinating? Am I seeing things? Am I really dehydrated? So let's just jump right into White Rabbit. Let's go. Jack's eye opens yet again, but Jack is a teenager or a preteen.
Stay down.
Jack and Mark Silverman on the playground.
Choice, man. Walk away.
Jack is not gonna let Mark Silverman go out like that.
Should have stayed down, Jack. Look, hurry. There's someone out there, look.
Somebody's drowning.
I won't come, it's just I don't swim.
See? That's an inconsistency when Charlie is saying, you gotta go out there, Jack. I don't swim. Wasn't Charlie some kind of swimming champion and he could hold his breath and we know how he died? Jack went down and came up with Boone.
Okay. Just deep breaths now.
And technically,
We gotta go back.
if we buy into Lost mythology about, Eloise Hawking's theory of the universe course correcting itself, should he have just let Boone die at this point? just throwing that out there for Lost fans. Was the island already done with Boone? Jack tried to go back for her. So yeah, this is the morning of September 27th. Day 6 on the island. She's not feeling him. She's like, don't touch my face.
Have you got it or what?
Give me my light sticks.
Light sticks? What the hell?
Shannon in these flip-flops.
Comma sticks. As in those legs of yours.
Look, well, I really love my new nickname.
This
and I think
itty
it's
bitty
really
skirt
cute.
she got on. And these hoop earrings. She's ready.
Bob Sand, please.
You bet. Even
Wait,
that
and this
sound.
blouse. Just.
How much?
That's it? That's it. How many?
Down to the last of water.
He would just kind of took.
Ooh.
You want to come in?
Christian Shepherd with this on the rocks drink, and he's just that sound.
Everybody's looking to your old man to make decisions. And I was able to make those decisions because at the end of the day, after the boy died...
So was Christian a cardiac surgeon?
Come home to dinner. Watch a little Carol Burnett laugh till my sides hurt.
Okay. That gives us a time clue. We'll look up when the Carol Burnett show was on. I know in the 70s and 80s.
Because I have what it takes.
So we'll figure that out. That was so harsh when he told him he didn't have what it takes.
You don't want to be.
So harsh.
You don't want to try and save everyone.
Because when you fail,
Just don't have what it takes.
Ugh. What kind of parent?
You think you're all noble and heroic for coming after me? I was fine. You're not the only one who knows.
You weren't fine. You were drowning.
I run a business.
Certified lifeguard. Again, Boonfells is
you
a
wanna say,
lifeguard. This
huh?
is the second time.
What gives you the right?
And he's also super entitled. You know, Shannon and Boone are both real entitled to me.
Hey, where are you going?
What gives you the right to be yelling at Jack like that? Those sneakers. Oh yeah.
Dad?
Dad?
Did you hear what I said? He's gone, Jack.
And so when the surgery happened where that went wrong, and then, you know, Jack reported his father
You have to go after him.
before the board, that was 2 months ago from this point.
I can't.
You don't get to say, I can't. Not after what you did.
Where is he?
Australia.
She swallowed real hard. I wonder if she, like, knows about Jack's father and his other family in Australia.
He hasn't used the bed in the past 3 days. I'm sorry, sir. I should.
Come on, what's that have to do with renting a car?
Mr. Shepherd, I don't think any rental agent in Sydney would lease your father a car in this condition.
My father is the chief of surgery.
Of course, sir. I apologize.
This is the man in black. The man in black led Jack right over a cliff because he knew he was a candidate. That's the way the devil works.
Take my hand.
Where did you
She doesn't
get...
understand
She understands
you.
me. Did you steal this water?
죄송하지만.
My wife, 한 번도 만지면 이 죽어.
Okay, just take it easy, all right? We just want to talk,
Right.
all right?
Don't yell at my wife.
This had
You don't
water
know
in
me.
it. Is it yours?
I mean, that's fair. I don't believe in a man just walking up on a woman, getting in her face. I don't.
I don't see the water. But if you wait, a rat will always lead you to its hole.
Come on, Saeed. Saeed's so cunning. I love it. I mean, she tackled him.
I made this birthday wish 4 years ago.
Where's the water?
4.
Forgot something. Seeing as you're the new sheriff in town, might as well make it official.
I can't.
Why can't you?
I'll say this
I'm
every
not a
time. John
And yet they all
Locke,
treat
and
you
I'll
like one.
point out different examples.
I don't know how to
John
help
Locke is a type of Christ.
I'll fail.
You know, in the thematic
I don't have what it takes.
storytelling here. There's
Why
so
are you
many
out here,
similarities to John Locke and Jesus Christ. You know, he talks in parables. That's one
Why are
thing.
you out here? But I've looked into the eye of this island, and what I saw
Yeah. And what I saw was beautiful. Yeah.
was beautiful.
So Christian is a cardiac surgeon, and he died from a fatal heart attack from all that drinking. Yeah.
That's him.
He's grieving. Yep. Did we ever get the story of these dolls? Who on the plane had all these dolls?
Now the proper documents.
Look, you can't do this to me. I'm ready to go now.
Perhaps at other carrier.
No! I want you to listen to me, okay? Because I'm asking you a favor. Chrissy, I'm just standing in front of you in the same suit that I'm wearing to my father's funeral, and I'm asking you a favor. In 16 hours, I need to land at LAX. And I need that coffin to clear customs because there's going to be a hearse waiting.
16.
There. And I need that hearse to take me and that coffin to a cemetery. Why? Chrissy, why can't I just bring him to a funeral home and make all the arrangements? Why can't I really take my time with it? Because I need it to be done. I need it to be over.
Hey, Claire. Here's your thief. Where'd he hide it? I don't know.
Boone has the water.
3 balls on him. Why'd you do it, pretty boy? Hey? Was just sitting in the tent. Jack just took off.
It's been 6 days. We're all still waiting. Waiting for someone to come. But what if they don't?
Yeah. Here's a live together, die alone speech.
Every man for himself is not gonna work. Now I found water. Fresh water up in the valley. I'll take a group in at
And
first
then
light.
yeah, because he is really setting his leadership tone.
But if we can't live together, we're gonna die alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful episode. All right, that was episode number 5, season 1, White Rabbit. Let's get our facts together on this timeline. We got a little bit of work to do. So let's start with the easy stuff. All of the things that happened on day 6, September 27th. Jack saves Boone from drowning. That day. Also, Boone steals the water. Also, John Locke volunteers to find Jack, and he saves Jack. A lot happened this day. Jack finds his dad's coffin, but nothing was inside. And then finally on that day, Jack gives the live together, die alone speech. Famous speech in the show. All right. So that's what we have for September 27th, the 6th day on the island. So let's look at some of the other things that we learned in the flashback, and we want to try to get them in order. One of the things that I think I can figure out first is, Jack yells at the gate agent. Chrissy was her name. The day that they were all at the airport. So, in my mind, they were at the airport on the 21st because I'm trying to think about this, and the reason I'm taking a little bit of time, because remember that Sun was in the line, and this hasn't happened yet on the show, and it turned to be 11:15, and that was the time she was supposed to leave out. So I'm feeling like maybe this flight took off sometime in it was still daylight when they crashed, and the pilot said it was 6 hours in when they started to crash. I really think that this was in the late evening that their flight took off on the 21st, and that we crash on the morning of the 22nd, because there's some time that we have in daylight before the plane actually there's some time that we have in daylight the day of the crash, so I'm just gonna put Jack yelling at the gate agent on the 21st, and everything when they're in the airport, I feel like I'm gonna put on the 21st. What do y'all think? Correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll make that adjustment later. All right, Jack identifies the body. What's the timing between Jack doing that and being ready to turn around and go home? I'm going to put that on the 20th. Yeah, and then we can have a coffin on the 21st and be ready to get on the flight. Is that enough time? Say September 20th. Jack identifies the body of his father. Now, his father had been dead 3 days. Okay? Because, he hadn't slept in his bed for 3 days at the hotel. I'm going to say Jack's father, Christian Shepherd, dies on the 17th of September. And I'm going to say that Jack arrives in Australia on the 19th. Yeah, I feel like he was probably on the next thing smoking after his mother kind of guilted him. So I'm going to say it was on the 17th, the same day his dad died, that Jack's mom guilts him into going to Australia. That was at night. He was over at the house and it was thundering and all of that stuff. And so probably, he got his affairs in order to get out of there on the 18th, and he arrived in Australia on the 19th. I'm liking that. Another thing that was said in that conversation was they had not talked for 2 months. So when we look at that, we'll go back to what? So August, July. So I'm going to put in here July, 2004 was when Jack and Christian stopped talking. And I'm going to also think that that's around the time of when that hearing happened as well. The medical hearing. And Jack tells the truth. Right? We know the incident probably happened, that they were having the hearing for happened probably sometime before that. When we get to that episode, I hope they give us some kind of timestamp so we know how long it was between when the incident happened and when the hearing happened. But we got an inkling there that the hearing happened sometime in July. So I'm just putting that in. So I want to kind of pinpoint when Jack and Mark Silverman were in the schoolyard fighting. Jack looks like he's about 11 or 12. So it was on from 1967 to 1978. Okay. So when I was watching it in the 80s as a kid, those were reruns. Okay. So 1967 to 1978. Okay, very good. Okay, here's something that is telling me that, you know, I'm looking at Jack's passport. They have that here. That he was born on July 14th, 1966. I'm going to say he was about 12. I'm going to say this was 1978 because that was the last year that the Carol Burnett show was on. And so that would make him 12. So I think that sits well with me. So school was in because they were out there on the schoolyard. I'm going to say, I'll just pick September. I'm going to say this was September 1978. Oh, but wait a minute. No, it couldn't have been September because if he was watching Carol Burnett and it went off in 78, it probably went off in 78, you know, at the end of the television season. So I'm going to say maybe this is, we'll say it's March. Let's give it March 1978. You know, when Jack and Mark Silverman got into their little scuffle in the schoolyard. And if we come up with something better, we'll put it in here. But I'm gonna put, based on his passport, I'm gonna put Jack's birthday in here, July 14th, 1966. Very good. I think that's it for our timeline for today. Of course, you can get the exhaustive timeline on Patreon at patreon.com/itsabouttime. And you can also watch up to 3 episodes ahead of It's About Time. Thank you once again for joining me on It's About Time. Please like, please comment. I want to talk with you guys, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hello, friends.